Sex is an amazing thing. From the most basic primal urges to the way it makes us feel wanted, there's nothing quite like sex. And while 90% of you clicked on this video for the juicy stuff, you know, the good stuff that mum and dad don't tell you about, there's also some interesting things happening in your body that you probably didn't know about. So let's break it down and explain them in this episode of the Infographics Show. What happens to your body while you are having sex? We're going to split this into two parts. What happens to your body while you are having sex, and what happens to your body after you have had sex? Let's get started with part one. What happens to your body while you are having sex? The first and most important thing that happens to your body while you are having sex is that your heart rate goes up. The sexual arousal causes adrenaline and noradrenaline to be released into your bloodstream, which causes your heart rate to go up along with your blood pressure. In fact, according to research, if you've been having regular sexual intercourse, your heart rate can go up by 100 beats per minute. And here's the interesting thing, both men and women experience an increase in heart rate when they're having sex. However, studies show that women tend to have higher heart rates than men when they engage in sexual activity. The next thing that happens to your body while you're having sex is that your muscles tense up. Now, this doesn't apply to all the muscles in your body, just some of them. For example, your pelvic floor muscles will tense up when you're having sex. This is actually a reflex action that happens to both men and women when they get sexually aroused. Now, the reason why this happens is not fully understood, but it is thought that it is related to the increased blood flow to the genitals that happens during sexual arousal. Another muscle that will tense up during sex is your anal muscle. This is because the anus has a lot of sensitive nerves that can become aroused during sexual activity. The third thing that happens to your body while you are having sex is that you start to sweat. This is due to the release of adrenaline and other hormones that cause your body to go into fight or flight mode. In addition, the increased heart rate and muscle tension can also contribute to sweating. Sweating is not only normal during sex, but it can actually be beneficial. It helps to lubricate the body and can help to prevent overheating. However, if you do start to sweat a lot, you may want to take a break and cool down a bit. The fourth thing that happens to your body while you're having sex is that your skin becomes more sensitive. During sexual arousal, your body releases a number of hormones, including testosterone and oxytocin. These hormones make your skin more sensitive, which is why you may feel more pleasure during sex. In addition, the increased blood flow to the genitals during arousal can also make the skin in those areas more sensitive. The fifth thing that happens to your body while you're having sex is that your senses become heightened. When you're having sex, your body releases a number of hormones that can heighten your senses. This means that you may be able to see, hear, smell, taste and touch things more intensely than usual. This can make the sexual experience more pleasurable and enjoyable. The sixth thing that happens to your body while you're having sex is that you lose your sense of time. Have you ever lost track of time while doing something that you really enjoy? Well, this is the same thing that happens during sex. When you're having sex, your body releases a number of hormones that can make you lose track of time. You may feel like time is passing quickly, when in reality it could be passing slowly. This can be due to the changes in your brain chemistry that occur during sexual activity. These changes can also make you feel like you're in a different world, which is why sex is often referred to as being its own world. And finally, the seventh thing that happens to your body while you're having sex is that you might just go numb. This is known as sexual anesthesia, and it's when your body temporarily loses sensation in the genitals. It's not completely understood how this happens, but it's thought that it is due to the release of certain chemicals in the body that block pain signals to the brain. This can be a good or bad thing, depending on whether or not you're enjoying the sexual activity. If you're not enjoying the activity, it may be a way for your body to protect you from pain. However, if you are enjoying the activity, it may take away from the pleasure. Now we move on to part 2 of the video. What happens to your body after you have had sex? The first thing that happens to your body after you have had sex is that you may feel tired. This is because sex can be very physically demanding. The release of hormones such as oxytocin and prolactin can also contribute to feelings of relaxation and drowsiness. The second thing that happens to your body after you have had sex is that you may feel a range of emotions. Some people feel very happy and satisfied after sex, while others may feel a range of emotions, including sadness, anxiety, and even guilt. This is perfectly normal, and there is no right or wrong way to feel after sex. The third thing that happens to your body after you have had sex is that you may experience a range of physical sensations. Some people experience a post-orgasmic release of tension or a feeling of relaxation and calmness. Others may experience a range of sensations in the genitals, such as tingling, itching, or discomfort. The fourth thing that happens to your body after you have had sex is that you may need to urinate. The reason for this is because sex can cause the bladder to become distended. Also, the hormones released during sex can stimulate the urge to urinate. The fifth thing that happens to your body after you have had sex is that you may experience some changes in your menstrual cycle. Now, this does not happen every single time, but if you are a female and you are menstruating, then this is a possibility. The reason for this is because the hormones released during sex can interact with the hormones that regulate your menstrual cycle. As a result, your period may start early or late, or it may be heavier or lighter than usual. The sixth thing that happens to your body after you have had sex is that you may feel hungry. The reason for this is because sex can burn calories. In fact, it is estimated that having sex can burn anywhere from 60 to 100 calories. This means that you may feel hungry afterwards, especially if you have been fasting. And finally, the seventh thing that happens to your body after you have had sex is that you may crave more sex. The reason for this is because sex can be very pleasurable, and once you have experienced the pleasure, you may crave it more. This is also due to the hormones released during sex, such as dopamine and oxytocin. Sex is a beautiful thing and it should be enjoyed. There are so many interesting things that happen to our bodies during and after sex that we don't even realize it. So next time you're having sex, pay attention to your body and see how it reacts. Now that you know what happens to your body while you're having sex, are you ready to learn about what happens to your body after you die? Check out the next video.